So today we've got another mini PC to take a look at with you guys. This is from Minisforum, one of the leading brands out there in my opinion when it comes to these small form factor PCs. This is the UM690S. It's their newer version of the 690, the one without the S. So they've made some adjustments, some upgrades here, especially with cooling. But as far as price goes, this thing bare bones with no RAM or SSD, if you want to just, add all that stuff yourself, starts at about $350 on sale right now. They have options going up to around $570 with different amounts of RAM and storage built in with Windows 11 pre-installed. There's different options in between, between the $400 to $575 price point. They sent this to me today to take a look at, and the version I have has DDR5 32 gigabytes of RAM. It's dual 16 gigabytes, so that's a good thing. We have a 1 terabyte SSD, and the chipset that we're working with here is an AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX CPU with Zen 3 Plus architecture with that AMD Radeon 680M graphics. So this thing's going to be a little beast. We're going to be testing a bunch of games, a lot of emulation, just kind of showcase the performance you could expect out of this. I think at the price point, if you're looking for a mini PC that really performs, this may be one to take a look at. So as far as the upgrade here, the form factor is definitely different than the UM690, the non-S version. But we now have this new cooling feature where they have, multiple air vents, 4 air vents around the case. You have dual fans underneath the board, which can be accessible from the bottom. We'll open it up in a moment here to show you how easy it is to, make adjustments, additions if you need to. But you have that underneath the board, and then you have a CPU fan on the top of the board. So there's tons of cooling here. You're not going to have any issues with that. Now, as far as the inputs, outputs go, we have a good amount here. We have a USB-C 4 on the front, and then a USB-C 3.2 data-only port on the front as well. Then we also have 2.5 gigabit LAN port, 4 USB 3.2 Type A's on the back, and then also along with those 2 HDMI ports that are capable of 4K at 60 hertz. So as far as testing this thing, getting it all out of the box here for you guys, comes with all the basic stuff, your power supply, HDMI cable, mounting bracket, additional cable to add a SSD drive if you so choose. But I did want to play a bunch of games, just kind of showcase what you could expect here. But first up, I have been running the 3D Mark, benchmarking for these mini PCs. And this one, we got a night rage score of 27,297. That's for PCs with integrated graphics. That's that specific benchmark. I've been kind of compiling these all together to compare in the future, but this is one of the higher scores I've gotten on any of these mini PCs. And yeah, I was pretty surprised. It performs very well. As far as emulation goes, PC gaming, it's depending on the game. Like I played Spider-Man, the PC version of Spider-Man, and that ran decently well at high settings, but I lowered it down to like medium, and it seemed pretty steady. But yeah, depending on the PC games that you play, making some adjustments. Every game's going to be a little different, but I wanted to focus more on emulation. Now, as far as lower end stuff, we don't really waste time here on, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, that kind of stuff. It all runs. All that stuff's going to run on a potato, that kind of thing. Daisy chain to a toaster to your mom's Vibe. It's all good, man. Even PS1. I mean, PS1 runs great on a system like this. And then even Nintendo DS. Nintendo DS is going to be excellent on a PC like this. All these games that I'm running on this device are from builds that I've recently reviewed, like CoinOps, Launchbox builds, stuff like that, especially mostly with the CoinOps build that you could just download out there, the BitWars Legends 2 build. So 90% of the stuff I'm running here came off of that, like a little 256 gigabyte build. And everything that I threw at it, every system I loaded up, ran great. Like I said, all the lower end stuff is fine. Then you move up a little bit, Sega Saturn.
Others are still inside.
House of the Dead ran great. Nintendo 64. You want to play some F-Zero? You want to play some Wave Race? You're going to have no issues here at all. And then moving on to like PS2. PS2 ran great, had zero issues there.
Round one. Fight.
PS3, I kind of jumped around a few games, playing some Afterburner Climax, but that's like a network game. That game runs great on tons of systems, but I did move on to checking out some Soul Calibur on the PS3. And that ran fantastically well as well. PSP, no problem. I have no issues with PSP at all in this system, but obviously it's going to depend on how you have things set up. If, like this CoinOps build, I just installed it on the PC and ran it. I didn't make any adjustments, but if you're doing things on your own, you're setting up emulators, you may have to make some tweaks. Even with a build like that, you may have to go in and make a little tweak here and there, but here I didn't make any tweaks, just played some games, right? Then moving on to things like GameCube ran fine, no issues with that. The Nintendo Wii, just as well. Wii U, no issues. And then the Forbidden Fruit Nintendo Switch. I played Mario Odyssey, and I'm not the biggest on Nintendo Switch emulation, but I do check it out on a lot of these mini PCs, and it ran just fine here. I think it was like capped at like 54 frames per second, but it seems like, I mean, that may just be the emulator of the specific game, but it runs smooth and it runs the same on every piece of hardware that I've ran it on. Like, it's gonna be fine, So I could definitely recommend Minisforum, at least taking a look. Maybe this is a little like higher than what you need, but they do have cheaper mini PCs as well. But with this AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX CPU, you're definitely going to be able to do a lot of gaming, and you don't have to spend a ton of money. I mean, you already have RAM lying around, you already have an SSD lying around. You could just grab one of the bare bones versions and install all that stuff yourself. So for sure, cool little PC that I could recommend. I've covered a lot of these in the past, but there you go. Really do appreciate you guys hanging out, watching. Let me know what you think. Catch you on the next one. Bye.